Let's take a look at the shadow systems. This is supposed to be the compact size, and it is the combat slide on it. Let's pop this open here and take a quick peek at it. Now, really nice bag that it comes in. You've got a second magazine, you got your mag well in here, back straps, a small tool here. I'm assuming it's to push pins out in the gun. Pops open here, and your firearm comes out. Your MR920, an MR920. And this one has the bronze barrel in it. You can see it's turned there. It is cut for the optic. It does have what I would consider to be presser height sights on it. There is a night sight on this. Just looking at it, nice looking gun. Now this is a Glock clone. There's a lot of these out there. It seems kind of thin and flimsy. It doesn't tell you what it's going to hold in it. I'm looking at this thinking maybe 15 rounds in the magazine. And the firearm is clear. Let's look at the trigger on it. There's a lot of take up on this trigger. Really spongy here. And then when we hit our wall and we pull, look how far, look at all the creep in that trigger. So we got take up, we hit our wall, and look at all the creep. Look how far that thing goes. Reset. Wow, that's a long reset in it. Pull the trigger again. Look at all that creep. These things are supposed to have a really nice trigger in them. I don't see that. Take up, creep, look, just really spongy, and then it just breaks. Big long reset in it. I'm not a fan of this trigger at all on this gun. Let's compare it to, I've got a Glock 17 here. It's clear, my Glock 17. I've shot a lot of competition with this, put a lot of rounds through it, traveled around shooting it, and we have got the Apex trigger here in it. Let's dump that magazine out. We got the Apex trigger here. You got a little bit of take up here, and when you apply pressure, it just clicks. Nice and smooth break on that trigger. Really nice quick reset on it. Just comparing them. Slide's a little shorter, but this is supposed to be the Glock 19. I've got the Glock 17. Finish on the guns. Finish looks the same, even though, so I have literally beat this thing to death and it still looks good. Shooting competition with it. Texturing. I'll have to say I like the texturing on this gun. The texturing's pretty aggressive on it on the sides. Really aggressive on the back here. You got texturing across the front, texturing here. Even up here where your finger goes when you grip it, nice texturing there. And on this side when you're coming around with your thumb on the firearm. I do like the texturing on the gun. That is nice. The magazine release, take a look at that. You see how they've cut these grooves in it here? I do like that. You can, as you go to push forward, you catch that. Not real crazy about that barrel. I do not like the feel of that barrel. It feels clunky when it comes forward. Going back in the battery there at the end. Wish I could take this thing out and shoot it. Cuts on the front, the serrations are at an angle, so when you grab them, I do like that is deep here, so you can get your hand in there to press check that. They're here on my Glock also, so you can press check it there. Picatinny rail on the gun. Optics. Let's see if our Glock magazine, yep, Glock magazine goes right in there. 17 round magazine for the Glock. Drops right in it, locks into place. I do like how fat this is across here. If it were to get jammed or seized up in there, you got plenty to grab here and just strip it out of the gun. Also, they angled the back of the gun. Can you see how that tilts in there? Gives plenty of room, so if you had to come in this way and get your magazine and strip it out, you could do that. The undercut on the firearm, I really like this undercut. Nice and smooth. Your finger goes right in there. Look at the ledge on it. You guys see where it's undercut here, and they've got a ledge dropping in here. It's flat here. So when you grab it here, this finger rests right up on the flat surface there. I do like that. That's nice. One of the things I had to do on my Glock, do you see how sharp, move this out of the way, on my 17, see how sharp that curve comes in there? I took my Dremel and cut this out and rounded this in, made it nice and smooth. Went back and curved it in a little bit here. It was digging into my hand right here, so I just had to round that off and get rid of some of it. So it's made it a whole lot more comfortable to shoot after I did that. Shadow Systems has already done that to the gun. Fits in there really nice, feels good in the hand. You pay a premium for this firearm, this MR920, versus just buying a Glock firearm. You're supposed to get an upgraded trigger in it, which I do not like that trigger. And I don't like how the slide keeps catching. See how it's at a battery here on it? You see that? How it's at a battery here? You got to bump it forward. Not crazy about that. Your Glock, my Glock goes, even if I go slow, goes right back in the battery. Let's even take a look at a Taurus. So this is a Taurus Toro, and it jumps right back in to battery, not staying out at all. Not a bad looking gun at all though. The features you get on it, you get another back strap for it here. I do like the magazine release on the gun. The cuts in here, that it has an optic on it, that's a big plus. If you're going to buy a gun today, you really need to go ahead and get one that has the optic cut already in the firearm. Coming with the night sights, it's nice. Just looking at the height of these, I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to see through your optic and still use these sights on this firearm, the height they've got. Look at the back strap, the beaver tail, the tang here on the firearm. Look how far it comes back. It's where your slide stops. Look how far it comes back on here. Has a little groove in it here. Round it off nice and smooth through here. Our Glock firearm just comes around almost level with the back of the slide here. When you grip it, look how much material they've got up on your hand here to help prevent slide bite in the gun versus my Glock. And you can see my skin kind of puckers a little bit right here when I grab this gun, but it's still not high enough to get slide bite from it. Slide bite is when the slide comes back, comes forward, will it catch the meat of your hand and cut you. I gotta say, I really do like that. I like how they cut that, how far that comes back on your hand there while you're gripping it and holding it. That is a nice feature on this grip. Don't push your responsibility as an adult off onto a child. Buy gun locks and gun safes. Till next time, folks, be safe.